Class is in session. And at the studio in Roseville, owner Amitis Pourarian is teaching more than just Taekwondo techniques.
There you go.
Nice job. Just because you hit an obstacle or you're challenged with something doesn't mean you get to stop.
In Stockton, Paul and Carly Clark are hoping a reboot of their laser tag business puts them on the right path for the future.
If we didn't make a change, then we could lose everything.
And meet the Mulvaneys.
There's just different versions of this story.
Patrick and Bobbin Mulvaney share the story behind their popular Midtown Sacramento restaurant.
Well, there's True and Mulvaney True.
When you take on that dream of running your own business, who's got your back? Well, oftentimes, family support is critical to success. Hi, I'm Jason Schultz, the family and business, on this edition of Yes, We're Open.
Funding for this program was made possible by...
Your business has big dreams, and you need a partner who can help you reach them. SAFE has customized financial solutions plus local professional experts to help your business grow. Get a bigger business plan and change the way you bank at safecu.org.
As your community-owned electric service, SMUD offers incentives that help your business save energy and money. Let's power more savings at smud.org/business. SMUD, powering forward together.
Sacramento really is making a name for itself as the farm-to-fork capital. We're spoiled with farm-fresh goods close by and some great restaurants throughout the region. And one of them is right here on 19th Street in Midtown Sacramento, Mulvaneys B&L. Co-owner and executive chef Patrick Mulvaney has become a point person on Sacramento's growing farm-to-fork movement. He's a New York City native, but as the lunch rush hits, don't expect any loud outbursts. Patrick is in charge of the kitchen, but his style is more of an understated confidence.
He was the smartest chef I ever met. Smartest chef I ever met, honest to goodness.
While Patrick was getting the sound bites and magazine spreads, Bobbin was largely in the background. Not anymore.
He asked me to step up to the plate because, you know, he's our lead singer and the popular one, and he says, you are the sexy bass player in the back. You know, you want to step up to the front.
Right. So you're going to go to this
You
first.
know, it's time.
All right. And are there any menu changes right now that you want to talk about? Did you see the final? You're cool with everything?
Yep, I think so.
The demands of the restaurant make it difficult to get Patrick and Bobbin together here, but when you do, it's a chance to see the quick wit that makes this couple tick.
There's the big Caesar salad debate of 2011.
Well, I think the biggest challenge of working together is her refusal to acknowledge that I am correct 100% of the time.
Both bring their own culinary backgrounds to the business. Bobbin's Northern California catering expertise, and Patrick as a chef.
Oh, chef, that's hot, baby.
That's not bad though, huh?
No.
It's got enough oil in it.
Needs a little meat, maybe.
How they met?
There's just different versions of this story.
Well, there's True and Mulvaney True.
Yes, and by the way, the Mulvaneys do not let the truth get in the way of a good story. I think the truth of the story is I had...
Bobbin started stalking me.
Yeah, that was it. I noticed when I would refer small events to him that I couldn't do with the large company I was working for, he would send me personal notes back to thank me. I'm like, who does this? He'd call and leave a message, thank you for the referral. I'm like, I'm impressed. And I'm from old school, right? Where chefs are generally dogs and they, you know, definitely looking for a job that they can, you know, smoke a joint on their way to work and wear their pajamas to work. To this.
I still wear my pajamas.
He does still wear his pajamas to work. But what is really smart about food. And I am from the valley. I'm from where the food has grown up around me, and he came here from New York because he was excited about this food. And it just reignited after 9 years of selling commercial catering, box catering, that now I was with someone who was into the terra. So it was a blessing to me. Then I started stalking him. Hey, Patrick, where do these...
We're going to 89, so you can take them to the wine room. It's Malcolm. And
the wine room. Come on back.
Yeah.
The couple opened Mulvaney's B&L in 2005. 2 years later, Bobbin was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer. Patrick had a realization.
I don't want to live without this woman. You know, she is my life. And went home. I was in New York City and stopped and asked my mom for my grandmother's Tiffany ring, and brought it home. Right, had the little box, and I came home from my trip. I'd been gone for a couple of days. Said, "Honey, I'm home. I want to talk to you." And she said, "Leave me alone. I'm tired." I said, "No, I have something I want to show you." And she said, "I don't need another pop top from Yankee Stadium. I'm sure it'll be fine tomorrow." And I said, "No, really, you should look at this." And then she opened her eyes and saw the Tiffany box and the ring inside.
That was close. So we did go to bed, and he put his arm around me, and he always says a very similar thing. We truly have a wonderful life. I love you so. I don't want to live without you. Will you marry me? And I opened my eyes, and I saw that beautiful box, and I said, well, of course. And then I hear, what I love about Patrick is that he's my man. There's no doubt. I did not know how much I was looking for just a man, a big, strong man who was true to himself. Because if he's true to himself, then he's going to be true to me. God gave him broad shoulders, and I know why.
And a broad.
That's not so nice.
They can edit it.
After more than 10 years in business, the couple maintains a sense of humor, a passion for food, and a belief in doing good in the community.
The community here has just been so good to us, right, and so supportive. And it just seems, for both of us, in our nature, of the many things that we argue about, we've never argued about giving back to the community or supporting our employees.
The B&L in the restaurant's name actually stands for Building and Loan, a tribute to the discovery made by Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life.
Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful Building and Loan!
Instead of running off to the big city, their future was found investing in their local community. The restaurant sits in a historic firehouse.
We have all kinds of little hiding places here. This is actually my office. This is the China room.
This is amazing.
This is where we keep all our catering platters, our specialty pieces for our banquets. And the truth of the matter is, you can see it setting up as a dining room right now. Normally, I've got a couple racks right here. And last year, we had sold out house. My husband cannot say no. He promised someone they would have a table. There was no room in the inn. So lo and behold, he had the wait staff unpack my china, pull the racks out of here to put a table in here.
They ate in here that night.
They ate in here that night. The next week, he did the same thing. The next week, the staff put wheels on the bottom of those carts because now we literally set this every single night.
The ability for an entrepreneur is the ability to step into the pond and know that there's going to be a stone under there. And also know that if you step into the pond when there isn't a stone in and you fall in, that you just come back to the edge and push yourself out. And you can. You know, we make mistakes every day. And I think the ability to hold on to making mistakes and learning from them and recovering from them and making yourself better is really the key.
I have a partner in my life and I have a partner in my business that gives me the comfort that I'm not in all of this by myself, and I have a bright, wonderful life ahead of me.
Yeah, that's right, I'm wonderful.
Order up. Did you know 30,000 new restaurants open in the U.S. every year? Maybe you've heard that 9 out of 10 will fail in the first year of business. Well, according to researchers, that's a myth. It's actually less than 30%. So out of those 30,000 new restaurants, about 21,000 will actually make it past their first year.
You know, we like to talk about the rewards that come with running your own business, but that reward does not come without risk. And most businesses at some point do struggle. In Stockton, the owners of Zapzone laser tag are discovering that that is very true, and they hope that they have a plan to get back on track.
As the clock runs out on their session, these laser taggers work quickly to rack up more points for their team.
Game over.
Outside the laser tag arena, don't let the crowded party area fool you. Paul and Carly Clark, owners of Zapzone in Stockton, are doing everything they can to keep the clock from running out on their business.
If we didn't make a change, then we could lose everything.
Laser tag is growing in popularity across the country. It's a family-friendly activity that combines movement, teamwork, and technology. Some experts even predict it will overtake bowling. So what went wrong here? Paul and his previous wife opened the business in 2009 with big dreams.
When we opened up in 2009, there was absolutely nothing except for the movies for youth or kids to do in Stockton, and that's why I decided to open up in Stockton, since I've been here since 1977.
The plan? Build the business as an investment while keeping his full-time job at the Lawrence Livermore lab.
The first time a bus pulled up a field trip that was related to a school, I was excited. I took a day off of work then and took pictures of that.
A few years later, a divorce had a big impact on Paul's financial and personal life. The business became an afterthought, and it showed. Things were falling through the cracks.
17 birthday parties with no CO2 for the sodas.
Birthday parties are their bread and butter, so keeping the party hosts happy is key. The last straw, when a school group showed up and nobody was here to let them in.
For them to be out here waiting and the kids were excited, so I had to go back to the lab and tell them right out the very next day that I can't sign this contract. I'm going to have to turn in my resignation, and gave them notice.
Paul and Carly married in 2013. Now, to turn things around, they both have turned their attention to the business.
Because if not, the employees will start slacking off and things won't get done. But I think if we're here, they're more on their toes, so they know what they have to do, when they have to do it, what needs to be done.
The first time I had to let a couple employees go, I couldn't sleep the night before. We've designed a bonus program to where if they're on time, if our sales are good, if our parties surveys come back positive, then that's all going to determine what your bonus is going to be. And if they don't get their bonus, then we get it.
The couple is focusing on employee management. They're also planning to renovate the laser tag arena and replace the bounce houses with prize games. They even changed the business name from Zapzone with an S to Zapzone.
My name's Paul, I'm the owner, Danielle, and I know you have several places to choose from to have your birthday party, and I'd like to thank you personally for having it at our place.
Now have the red team on the right side, blue team on the left.
Are you running on schedule today?
Yeah, exactly. We got about 10 minutes behind, but my son's the best at the front counter. He's been here 6 years, and I can't even keep up with him there. So when he's working the front counter, I feel safe.
Which group are you guys?
Now that we're back, things are going to start going back to the way they used to be when we first opened, and we were rated best of San Joaquin for birthday parties, so we're going to get back to that.
It's round 2 for these small business owners. Beyond stabilizing Zapzone, Paul hopes to open even more laser tag arenas in the area. They've been through the worst.
I've been on my knees crying, wondering how I'm going to pay bills here. This is all I have. This decides whether I get groceries or not, or have gas to go to the store. So I have to concentrate on this 100%.
And now they're shooting to win. You've cut the cake and said I do. Now you want to say we do want to run a business together. Husband and wives can make seriously good business teams, but it can also be risky. Family business expert Daphne Mallory says make sure roles and responsibilities are separate and respected. Don't ever do the silent treatment after a dispute, and make sure you are sufficiently self-motivated so your spouse doesn't feel like you aren't pulling your own weight.
I'm Dr. Jill Rubin, owner of Dr. Jill's Mobile Vet Connection. I have a mobile veterinary service, and then I also have the clinic as well, which is a full-service veterinary hospital. My aha moment was when I went to come out and look at this mobile vet hospital another veterinarian had owned. I just remember walking inside and just breathless going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. You could literally pull up to somebody's house with a hospital on wheels and do everything that you could do in a stationary hospital, and just knew at that moment I wanted to do mobile house calls and have that as part of my business. We can get just about anything done that you could possibly think of in there. There's a full gas anesthetic system, there's oxygen, there's cages. We have a portable ultrasound, portable laser. There you go, you open in your mouth. So I've gone all over actually. I've gone as far as Concord, all the way up to Placerville. We see everything here, from hedgehogs to reptiles, birds, dogs, cats. I see farm animals, goats, sheep, pigs, llamas. It could start off in the morning with something as simple as a new puppy exam to removing a tumor off of a hedgehog, and end with a Chinese water dragon that's constipated. Ooh. So it's just a lot of variety here, and you have to be on your toes because you never know what's going to pop up and come through your door.
Brad Miller, loads up for three, hits it!
It's been my dream since I was a little girl to have a country practice, and I remember going home to my mom and saying, I don't care if I pick up horse poo the rest of my life, I want to work with animals. They're such a gift to us, and we should value life no matter how small or how big it is. I think a lot of people don't realize that they look for the money first and they think they're going to be happy, and it's not really about that. It's follow your passion and you'll be more successful in your heart, and at the end of the day, you'll make a difference.
Speaking of the importance of family, the lessons Amitis Pourarian learned at an early age from her parents guided her as an adult. Now she's building her business by building up her students. At the studio in Roseville.
You guys ready?
Yes, ma'am.
On your feet.
Yes, ma'am.
Sit. Step.
Amitis Pourarian has a saying.
Sweat plus sacrifice equals success.
It's one of those things that looks nice on a motivational poster, but motivation at the Studio Martial Arts and Fitness doesn't come from posters on the wall. For the 600 students here, it doesn't even come from the instructors. What Amitis Pourarian wants them to know, motivation comes from within.
It's a drive and a perseverance to overcome and keep working through stuff. Just because you hit an obstacle or you're challenged with something doesn't mean you get to stop.
Once we said Sicha, you can be kid.
Amitis and her martial arts and fitness instructors are here to help find that motivation.
There you go. Nice job. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't see the opportunities that smack dab in front of their face, and that's the kind of mentality that I'm looking to improve just through the members that I have here, and make sure that they're aware of the privileges, the blessings, and the opportunities that are in front of them now.
She would know. Known here as Master P, Amitis is now a 6th-degree black belt and former member of the U.S. Taekwondo team. She's got the skills.
I never played any team sports until I started martial arts. I didn't have the confidence to do that. and I've been doing martial arts since I think I was maybe young teens. And it gave me the confidence to not only play sports, be successful in high school, in college.
Amitis credits not only Taekwondo with giving her confidence, but also her family. A lesson in perseverance learned when the 1979 Iranian Revolution forced them to leave their home.
Basically the revolution in Iran, and then the lack of opportunity for women at that point in time with the direction that the country was going in. So I think my parents decided, hey, I have 2 girls right now. My mom was pregnant, third one on the way, and they decided, you know, that they have to provide a life for their daughters where they can do and be anything they wanted. You see the sacrifices that your parents make, and you know that any opportunity that comes your way is something that you have to, in appreciation of what they did, take advantage of and try to make the best of it. Otherwise, to me, it's almost like insulting your parents. Several years ago, I hit the pinnacle in my career in construction, and I sat back and I said, what do I love doing? And it was teaching and changing people's lives. So I stepped away from that and said, you know, build it and they will come, and did this instead. Again, I did it all by choice, and it was, you know, kind of meant to be.
Amitis opened the studio in 2010.
When I first met her, I was very intimidated because she's this perfect person, you know, with the perfect body and tough lady, someone I look up to. But then once I get to know her, she's really a compassionate person and very smart and very knowledgeable. And I'm really amazed what she's able to build in just, you know, where she's at now. This is a way to challenge myself to get out of my comfort zone, because after 2 kids, you can sink your whole entire time into kids. Everything will be about kids. And I thought, hey, let's just do something for me.
Amitis prides herself on smaller classes and a decidedly non-big box business approach to fitness. Her customers are willing to pay more for that personal touch. She admits, like all small business owners, she's faced setbacks.
We launch programs all the time and that we feel are great ideas, but you know, they don't have any traction, so we abandon ship and we regroup and come up with another program or an idea or a process, and we're constantly shifting. It's the reason why we do this. It's when you come in and you hear those success stories, whether it's their, again, physical improvement, their mental state, anything that they accomplish, and they attribute it to some level of your contribution to it, it's everything. It really is.
My brand is Maisha Bahati. Maisha Bahati is a Swahili name, so it's very exotic almost, and that's what my clothes portrayed. When I started, I didn't start with a career. It was just something I liked to do. It was just fun. And as I grew and as I got the attention of others is when I realized, I wonder how far I can go with this. And so at that moment I said, you know what, I got something here. I've done fashion shows around Northern California. I've done a lot of fashion shoots that have taken me Africa, Europe, the East Coast, I mean, worldwide. Anything I create is something that I would wear. I love sexy silhouettes. I love long, kind of maxi length dresses. I make clothing to make all of us feel beautiful. We're all shaped differently, but we all have the same goal. We all want to feel sexy, we all want to feel beautiful, we all want to be complimented. I've been critiqued, not the greatest critiques, And each time, you know, it's like you question yourself, like, is this what I should be doing? Do I have what it takes? You just have to tell yourself, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep going. And so that's what I do. I just say, you know what? I'll do it better next time. I'll do this differently. And you just keep going. My biggest goal is to have Maisha Bahati available worldwide. You know, I want to be a household name.
A hot business plan, a great location, and the perfect idea are all critical to business success. But as we found out today, a supportive family is important as well. I'm Jason Schultz. That's going to do it for this edition of Yes, We're Open. Thanks for joining us.
At the end of the day, in order to create a better business, you need to empower your employees so that they can make better decisions.
They always said hard work pays off, follow your dreams.
He does look like he's a little bit older.
I do believe it is a hidden gem. We've been here 6 years and we've advertised like crazy, and it's just some people still don't know about us. And that's a good thing because we haven't reached our potential that we are capable of.
You can purchase a DVD or Blu-ray copy of this program. Here's the cost. To order, just visit us online or call 888-814-3923.
Funding for this program was made possible by...
Your business has big dreams, and you need a partner who can help you reach them. SAFE has customized financial solutions plus local professional experts to help your business grow. Get a bigger business plan and change the way you bank at safecu.org.
As your community-owned electric service, SMUD offers incentives that help your business save energy and money. Let's power more savings at smud.org/business. SMUD, powering forward together.